2017 Miami Marathon and Half Marathon, 15 years running in Miami. I'm Dave Ragsdale alongside Javier Sanchez. Good morning, Javier.
Good morning, Dave, and thanks for having me. The famous voice of the Miami Marathon, incredible anniversary event, 15 years celebrating this event since 2003. 24,000 athletes out here, beautiful weather this morning. It's real exciting to be out here.
You talk about excitement. You know, it's not just the wheelchair athletes who are going to lead the way to all of our Achilles athletes. It's the thousands of runners behind them. It's the volunteers, everybody. I'm standing here thinking, man, let's get this thing going, right?
Absolutely, along with people coming from all over 80 countries. We've got over 22% of athletes coming from outside of the US. That's a long way to travel for just 26.2 miles.
Not much more international. You'd have to go to Boston or New York or maybe London to get a more international field that shows up here in Miami. So it's really a statement of the running community lands in Miami late January every year, 15 years, and man, we're gonna have a great day.
You're absolutely right. The weather, so far, it's absolutely perfect. It's in the low 50s. We got great experience out here. We're back to our old course on the Venetian Causeway.
We're heading over the MacArthur Causeway after the start down into South Beach, then along the Venetian Causeway back onto the mainland. Half marathoners will cut off at mile 12.8, while the full marathoners are going to continue on down through Coconut Grove, and of course the beautiful Rickenbacker Causeway in Key Biscayne, finishing at Bayfront Park. The course is a great testament to the beauty that Miami is and all that the runners get to see throughout their journey.
Into a selfie.
At the start line with well-known Lance Benson. Lance, you've raced this race so many years. Tell us what brings you back to the start line?
You know, it brings me back every year to participate in Miami because it's the best place on earth, in my opinion. The best marathon. We have great views and a great crowd, and it's awesome. We do so much for our athletes locally here between the weekly runs and just participating. So hopefully it's influential with all the disabled athletes to get people out and participating.
It's not Miami without you, Lance. Good luck, buddy.
Thank you very much.
From Lance Benson to our own Lee Zolman, back amidst all of the runners.
Sergio, you came all the way here from Colombia. We've got a big Colombian contingent here.
Yep.
What made you choose Miami as your first ever marathon?
Miami is like the gateway. Miami to me is culture. Everything is here. Everything. This is where Colombians come, Venezuelans, Cubans. Everybody comes here. So I figured if I'm gonna do my first marathon, an international location, I picked Miami.
Just the experience being around so many different cultures and diversity. I'm from Atlanta, Georgia, and we don't have this type of crowd, so it's a good atmosphere down here.
Oh, it's just so exciting. Like, you can hear the music and all the people and everyone out at like 5 a.m. like for a single reason to run a race. Like, it's crazy, but it's just the energy is so much fun.
This is my 5th time doing this race. I just love it. The scenery, running down South Beach, coming around. It's just a great race, great energy out on the course from the people, the fans, spectators. Just a great day.
Energy, there's more than energy out here, Javier. This crowd is raring to go. They've been waiting for, some of them for a couple of hours, some of them for a year, waiting for that gun to go off.
Not just a year, but some of them have been preparing for 15 years, believe it or not. Throughout the day, we're going to be highlighting a lot of our fastest and our best runners, but also those that have been accomplishing this event 15 years in a row here today.
And they're off. The 15th running of the Miami Marathon and Half Marathon is underway with our first wave. In the end, we'll have about 10 waves we'll be taking off. It'll take the better part of 40 minutes to get every single runner in today's race underway. You think about that string of runners, it's like more than 10 miles long when that final group starts.
That's right. If you're in South Florida, if you're in Miami, there is one thing going on today. Everybody knows right around the end of January, there's a famous Miami Marathon. More runners than ever are taking to the streets. You're not truly Miamian if you haven't taken part in this race.
With my friends that we're the running group, we've been together since 2001, 2 years before the race. We've always done the race together. At least 2 or 3 of us are doing it. And one of the benefits of that is we're there for each other at the end of the race. And no matter how much pain you have after 26.2 miles, when you see your friends, all that pain goes away. When you get that medal on your chest, all the pain goes away.
The Miami Marathon and Half Marathon, powered by Athlinks. Lifetime, the Healthy Way of Life company. Welcome back to the Miami Marathon. Brought to you by American Airlines Arena, Baptist Health South Florida.
Another wave with thousands of runners underway. Javier, let's talk a little bit about the tip of the spear, our elite field.
Yeah, we've got some fast guys here this morning, and we actually changed up the program a little bit. We doubled the prize purse from prior years, and we've actually opened the field up to anyone that was interested in participating. It's an open invite to any athletes with qualifying times.
With more than double the winner share in today's Miami Marathon, we've essentially said to the field, come down to Miami, put your name in the list, come out and run and battle for your share. Javier, I think it really is an open field.
Absolutely. The course is competitive. We've got participants coming from, like I said, previous winners from Guatemala, coming in from Italy. We've got a competitive field from the local market as well. I think we're going to see some competitive local participants in the half.
It's good to remember that we're not just talking about prize money in the Miami Marathon, but also in the half. It's a smaller share, but certainly those folks that run in half the distance, they're still going to get a nice payday.
Speaking of locals, running the half, this is Ethan Clary. He's looking good so far. He was his favorite last year, and look, I'm glad to see him back this year for this year's event.
Ethan got into town about 5 hours ago before the race. We want to wish him all well. In the blue top, that's Luis Carlos Rivera. He's our two-time winner here, both 2013, 2015. However, past performance is no indication of what's going to happen today.
The weather, the circumstances, who's used to running in the cold, who's used to running a very flat course. We don't have a lot of hills here. MacArthur Causeway does slow you up a little bit at the beginning, but you get it out of the way nice and quick.
Half marathon leader Makungo's out front.
Running so fast, he's passing a Ferrari. Only in Miami, right?
Look at that, sailing past the cruise ships.
He's leading in the half marathon, of course, going a much faster pace than our marathon field right now. And meanwhile, back at the start line, another one of our waves is underway.
With one of our honorary starters on Baptist Health South Florida, Miss Dr. Sangiovanni. Dr. Sangiovanni, how do you feel this morning?
I feel wonderful, Javier. Like I said, this marathon is something that we always look forward to. There's a lot of preparation heading up to this, but it's a great event. We really get excited about covering it.
That's right, this is your 6th year involved, and Baptist Health not only is involved in the event, but in the community as well. They've got run clubs, they've got Team Pineapple out there, they've got Pineapple Pacers, and I believe your daughter even ran this race once before.
Yes, my daughter Gabriella ran it before last year, and then the year before that, she ran the half marathon, but then kept running, so she actually ran the full marathon at, I think she was like 15 or 16 years old at the time, so Gabriella really loves this event.
That's awesome, and now let's get down to business. You're the medical director for this event. Tell me a little bit about what you're going to see in that medical tent today. What are you prepared for?
We're prepared for everything and anything. There are oftentimes either minor injuries, like such sprains and blisters, but then we also see some of the major things too, acute things like dehydration. We also see some cardiorespiratory issues. So it's a collaboration amongst the city, the fire rescue, police department, and all the local hospitals. So it's really a team effort. So.
Baptist Health South Florida, speaking of team effort, you guys are responsible for the Team Achilles Athletes with Disabilities Division. You've got hundreds of volunteers out there. You've got hundreds of participants. What you do for the community and for the race is outstanding. So a big thank you to you guys.
Oh, thank you very much.
Over the MacArthur Causeway, we're seeing our leaders coming down into South Beach. Got incredible excitement out here. Makungo's, of course, out front, but running the half marathon, we expect to see some full marathoners just behind him.
5 miles into the race, and our men's marathon is starting to take a bit of shape. There's Rivero, Hillary 2, I think Christopher Zablocki out of Connecticut, and the Russian Zirianov. They're sort of hanging tight together. We'll see how this plays out. Still got a lot of mileage to tend to.
Great pack out front, taking, of course, the most famous part of South Beach. This is Ocean Drive, the big spectacle of the Miami Marathon.
We're here at the Mile 2 aid station. Hundreds of volunteers here very early in the morning. And look at this, thousands upon thousands of cups of Gatorade Endurance and other fuel for the runners as they make their way onto South Beach and to continue for the Miami Half Marathon and Full Marathon.
Gatorade first, water at the far end. Keep it up, keep it up. Good job. Gatorade first, water at the far end.
Randy, you guys came out from FIU. You have a whole bunch of volunteers here. What made you guys come out to volunteer for this race?
Hey, it's a great event every year. We've been out here for the last 6 years straight, actually. It's our 7th season coming out, helping out. It's a great event. It's a great tradition in Miami, and like to be a part of it.
Any big changes that you've seen over the years being a part of the race?
Just the running community in general. You know what Frankie Ruiz has done for Miami and the running community and bringing the city together. I think it's amazing, and it's grown every year. It's great to be a part of it. Over 3,000 volunteers helping make this race possible. Everything from serving water to helping out throughout the course.
Yeah, how would no event, large or small, would be possible without the volunteers? You could have everything else in place, but if you don't have the volunteers, the race doesn't take place. Quick shot there of Ethan Cleary, local runner currently in 2nd spot. And here's our first look at our women's half marathon leader, Crystal Ann Kerwin. A little fun fact, Crystal Ann says, never mind me running, my mom's running too. It's a family thing. Running up Washington, you see we've got our wheelchair athletes as well. And our first look at Lindsay Tessier, currently in 2nd spot in the women's elite half marathon. You think they're doing much tourism right now?
I don't know, but if there's anywhere to do it, this is the spot. Looks like these runners are actually quite focused on their pace, so looking good approaching mile 7. And here's a good glance at our full marathoners.
Once again, Rivero. Now, this is a guy, again, 2-time champion here in Miami, knows the course. Whether that turns out to be to his advantage or not, there's still a lot of racing left to go. Right now, the runners are largely feeling out one another, see who's got what, and just sort of shake it all out.
Something that we always talk about is the 2nd marathon where it rained all for the whole. Going through mile 14 with soggy shoes, knowing that you've still got dang near half a marathon to finish, but you're going to finish it. It took some endurance, it took some mental fortitude, and it's something we can always go back and talk about on how if you can do a marathon in rain, you can do a marathon anytime.
The Miami Marathon is brought to you by Gatorade Endurance, Florida Sports Foundation, welcome back to the Miami Marathon and Half Marathon. Brought to you by the Miami Parking Authority and Miami Beach. Here's our first shot of our women's marathon field. In pink, Ashley Paulson out of Utah. The slighter runner behind her, Marta Ayala, a 10-time marathon winner, if that means anything.
Looking confident and looking strong. Look at those smiles, actually. Weather's still looking good. Might be seeing some rain in the near future here, but so far, it's looking like a strong morning for these females.
Along Washington in South Beach area. Athletes making their way through one of many aid stations along the course. We talked about the thousands of volunteers that come out, the spectators, family members, the entertainment. A little bit of rain came out for the race as well. Of course, way off the front, Makungo just killing it in the Miami Half Marathon. He looks like he's under 105 pace for his effort, and it's all his. No one else except a vehicle in front of him.
He's running strong. Looks like we've actually talking about looking strong. We've got our full marathon pack here. We've got them side by side. Like we said, there's only one guy with a target on his back, and that's one of the previous champions. So they're looking to take him down. Rivero to Zablocki from left to right, side by side. Nobody really taking the lead. This is, again, there's a lot of gamesmanship in marathon running. All the action on Miami Marathon weekend started Saturday morning out at the Children's Museum for the Tropical 5K. For many runners, a great opportunity to warm up for Sunday's event. For others, it's all about the 5K. You see the first 3 miles of the course, and absolutely this is the time for your family and friends to go out and participate. We got some locals in the lead here. Previous winner as well, Brian Huberty leading the pack so far, and Guadalupe Medlos taking the lead for the females. In the history of the Tropical 5K, it's traditionally been wind in their face coming out of the east, but this morning, the wind was at their back, so runners had a great opportunity to enjoy that trip across the causeway as they make their way into Miami Beach.
And there he is, our winner, Brian Huberty. Hits it out of the park. Congratulations, Brian. Miami Beach resident. And there she is.
Guadalupe Medlos.
She's won that race before, and she takes that tape like a champ. Meanwhile, lots of other folks having a great time, warm up, a Saturday morning. So many reasons to be out there enjoying a little bit of running, and of course, a well-deserved medal.
Speaking of reasons, there's one reason why we're here. That's because this race got founded about 15 years ago thanks to a very special individual, Frankie Ruiz, and a young Olympian, Rudy Garcia Tolson.
This has to be one of the most beautiful 5K courses in the world. I mean, the sun was out, the people were energetic, they were happy, they were cheering me on, I was cheering them on, and then just running down the side of the beach with all the cruise ships right there. It's just a beautiful day for a run, and I'm excited for tomorrow. It's going to be another beautiful day.
When Rudy was just 12 years old, he was brought down to South Beach by Frankie Ruiz to help motivate his cross-country team.
In that trip, we got a call from the mayor's office to go visit the mayor. So here we were in the mayor's office, and the mayor's asked me questions about what I want to do with my life, and I tell him, I want to do sports, I want to go to the Paralympics, I want to do an Ironman, I want to run a marathon, and he right away says, well, you got to come back to Miami and do the marathon. And at the time, there was not a Miami marathon. So the next day, Mr. Frankie got a call and was told to get things moving with the Miami Marathon. And so now we are here at the 15th annual, and we're really changing the way how people live in Miami. We're getting them more active. We're getting them more in an active, healthy lifestyle, and it's just awesome. It's growing every year.
On Miami's well-known Venetian Causeway in the 11th mile, the field of runners starting to get a little bit thicker. Our leaders went by us several minutes ago. Javier, another unbelievable place with a view of downtown.
Absolutely. Venetian Causeway is known for its low-lying atmosphere. You got water on both sides of you, open air breeze, nice and cool this morning. However, I'm sure the runners appreciate that the sun's not blazing down on them. In addition, you've got a fantastic view of the MacArthur Causeway. That is Miami's big hill or big challenge at the start of this race. And of course, the great view of Miami's downtown skyline, along with the cruise ships back there.
Let's talk a little bit about the weather. You know, early morning, mid-50s, little bit of light rain, while volunteers, spectators, people who are not participating might find this weather to be slightly uncomfortable. I think for the runners, provided they've got the right gear on, this is ideal running conditions.
And certainly it proves ideal for the winner of our Miami Half Marathon. That's Kenya's Panuel Makungo, just over 1 hour and 4 minutes. Man, you can't see anybody behind him. Great run, Panuel.
Coming in second place, local Miami favorite, Ethan Clary, coming back to come in a strong second place here finish.
Good job, Ethan. Boy, it turns out, you spend a lot of time in an airport, you have a great half marathon. And in third place, John Hinkle rounds out the podium. Congratulations, John. Great run.
Third place athlete.
Welcome to Miami.
17 Miami Half Marathon.
And there's our men's leaderboard. Of course, Makungo, Clary, and Hinkle. And there she is, taking the title of the 2017 Miami Half Marathon. Crystal Ann Kerwood takes the top spot on the podium. Nice job, Crystal Ann.
We saw some fast times this morning. Weather kept it cool. Light rain didn't stop the runners, didn't slow them down. Mariela Ortiz coming in second place this morning.
Silver medalist on the podium. We'll see her at the award ceremony a little later this morning. Congratulations, Mariela, and welcome to the finish line.
Nice job.
And there's our leaderboard. Of course, Kerwood in first, Ortiz second, and Lindsay Tessier takes that third spot.
The first time I did the Miami Marathon, I think I got to the 18-mile mark, and I was dragging. You know, runners hit the wall around 18, and I didn't want another water. I didn't want another Gatorade. I yelled, I want a beer. And we were in Coconut Grove, and somebody handed me a beer. Whoever you were, God bless you. And I learned, you never want to have a beer while you're running a marathon.
We're talking about more than 80 countries coming every year. I have the opportunity to meet people from all over the world. Even I don't even speak the same language that they do, but we communicate, the best to our abilities, and we become friends for the rest of our lives.
The Miami Marathon and Half Marathon is brought to you by Miami-Dade County. Pollo Tropical, chicken on the grill. Welcome back to the Miami Marathon and Half Marathon, brought to you by Normatec, Florastor,
Leaders of the pack here, full marathon, looking strong. Which one of the three is going to be the winner here today?
Chris Zablocki currently taking the lead, but they're all just steps apart from each other. Still testing. Somewhere along the way, someone is going to make a move to see if it holds.
Constantly looking over each other's shoulders just to find out how's everybody looking, how's everybody feeling, what's going through their mind, Dave?
I think he was smiling at the cameras, actually. Marta Ayala has made a bit of a move on the women's field. She is our current Miami Marathon women's leader, has moved ahead of Ashley Paulson.
Speaking of smiling at the cameras, we've seen Ashley smiling all morning. She's running a full marathon. She's currently in second place, run over 18 miles so far, but look at that smile. She's having a great time and enjoying this great race.
A mom of four out on her own, who wouldn't smile? Great crowd support throughout the course. It wouldn't be Miami without them.
Miami's culture, Miami's entertainment, it's shown off right here. This is the Baptist Health South Florida Tier Zone. We've got live music, we've got goodies for spectators. It's all along the People Mover up here. It's a great opportunity right in the Omni as people come back into the city of Miami off the Venetian Causeway. This is where people pick up their pace.
Absolutely. For the half marathoners, they're getting that final shot of energy from the crowd that runs them 2 miles into the finish line. For the marathoners, this is where they steal their courage and realize I'm part of the way, but I got a long way to go, but the energy's keeping me going.
And when you want to bump up into those age group awards, now's the time. Now's the time to pick up that pace, speed it up, give it all you got, because you got about 2.5 miles to go.
Lots of great energy, not only from the athletes, but of course the crowd that's out there cheering them on every single step of the way.
Speaking of cheering them on, in their heads right now, these three competing against each other. Lots of history here, only in 18 miles so far, but they're thinking about it.
Zablocki, an Olympic trials runner, of course, Rivero, two-time winner. Hillary, too, thinking, you know, if you look at the three of them right now, it's between Zablocki and Rivero, but if you look right now, but you look 5 minutes from now, it could be a completely different story. Someone is going to make a move that they hope sticks all the way to 26.2.
I'll tell you, in the 15 years of covering this race, it doesn't matter what the weather is doing. We still have great spectators, great volunteers, and great runners, and the energy is always on high. What a phenomenal event. Olivia, tell me, why are you out here? It's cold and rainy.
Because my mom and her team is running.
Your mom and her team is running? What do you think about that?
I feel good, and hopefully one day I can run with Mommy a marathon.
That would be great. Thanks for coming out. Can we get a big cheer? What's been the best part about being out here with all these runners? You have 25,000 of them.
You know, they're so inspirational. You know, it's everybody from the Achilles team to the elite runners to just everyday, you know, girls and guys that come out here, and they're so inspiring to attempt to even do this.
It's a long way to run, but we're really happy to have Baptist Health out here supporting. Thanks for coming out.
Oh, it's our pleasure. Thank you.
It is a long way to run, but is much closer to the finish line. Coming back on the Rickenbacker Causeway, and Zablocki is making a move.
Just over 5-minute miles here. He's looking strong. He's taking that lead. Just under 3.5 miles to go to end this race.
Year one was a cold year. I think it was around 51 degrees, and if you're a native from Miami, that's freezing. So I remember when I got done with the race, my hands were like stuck together, and I unpeeled my fingers little by little because I had gotten frozen in a position from running in the cold, and 51 is freezing for us. So, but it was a great race.
Only in Miami is 51 degrees cold weather, but hey, we'll take whatever we got. Runners having a great time. Stay tuned for more Miami Marathon action, brought to you by Techno Gym, the wellness company. Welcome back to the Miami Marathon, brought to you by the Miami Beach Visitors and Convention Authority. It may be a little windy, it may be a little rainy, but neither of those things dampen the spirits of the athletes. And encouraging them along, Javi, are a bunch of great entertainers along the course.
That's right, it's South Florida, it's Miami. The energy, the excitement, it keeps going, and the entertainment is top notch. We've got some fantastic bands out there, DJs and drum lines. Right here's the Miami Coral Park Senior High School marching band and drum line and auxiliary crew.
Javier's alma mater, by the way.
Yeah. We're joined by Aramis Gonzalez, the director of the group.
Well, it's been an honor to participate in this marathon. This is our 6th year doing it, and it's brought great joy to our program and to the kids in our community to be able to participate. We've had about 320 members participate, including parents, including our staff members. The time goes by really quick when you're out there and you're helping people out and you're serving Gatorade and setting up our stations and making sure that everybody's hydrated. And like I said, it's a great experience for all our kids.
All right, Dave, so there's one thing you got to do if you're in the 305. We talked about running 26.2, but there's one more thing you got to do.
A little coffee.
A little bit of Cuban coffee. So let me go ahead and pour some for you.
Here we go. No place else does it like Miami.
That's good stuff. Oh, that's all sugar, by the way.
Oh. Bring it on. Muy bueno, Javier. I want more Cuban coffee. Man, that was good. Out on the causeway, Rivero looking, uh-oh. This does not look good for Luis Carlos Rivero. Hillary 2 gonna make a move into that silver medal second spot with about 4 miles to go.
He's looking back, he's seeing who else is back there.
Wow.
Somebody wants that podium.
I'm good with third, I think is what he's just told us. Chris Zablocki, meanwhile, up the canyons of Brickell. He can smell the barn. He's got that 26.2 in his sights, but he's still got a little bit to go. Doesn't look terribly comfortable at this point, does he?
Haven't seen him look back, though. He's looking forward. He thinks he's got this.
Great crowd encouragement all along the course. Who doesn't love a good high five anywhere on a run? 5K, marathon, you name it. Quick look at Ashley Paulson. We've been following her. You know, usually spectators are giving the high five. She's giving out the high fives. There's somebody with a lot of energy.
Miami's full of fist pumps.
Currently in second spot as she enters that quick out and back on the Rickenbacker. And meanwhile, here is our women's leader in the Miami Marathon, Marta Ayala, looking to add another victory. I think all that remains for Marta is to write the victory speech.
Confidence is key at this point. Keep going, keep moving forward.
And speaking of moving forward, this cheer zone, just helping you understand which way am I going?
Just in case, like I say, if you're not first, just follow the guy in front of you.
And there he is, the winner of the 2017 Miami Marathon, Christopher Zablocki, across the line in just under 2 hours, 18 and 30. Oh my goodness, Javi.
Get Chris that Miami famous diamond spinning medal, because he earned it.
A great performance. Guy comes down from Connecticut, probably figures, hey, this weather, I run in this all the time. A real champion. He hung in tough. In second spot, that silver medal spot on the podium, Hillary 2 out of Kenya. under 2 hours and 20 minutes, 2:19 and 43.
Funny, Dave, we saw the top three in a pack all tied together, but now we're seeing some good distance between the three.
Yeah, not unusual. We suspected this race would break apart somewhere around that 20-mile mark or so, and it was almost like clockwork. Meanwhile, our two-time champ, 2013, 2015, Rivero rounds out the podium. A gutsy performance today, a tough effort.
Once again, Guatemala on the podium.
What's the best part about being a spectator here?
It's actually, to me, it's more like all these people are inspiring me right now to actually start training tomorrow. I usually go to the gym and stuff, but like this is like a totally different level. So I think tomorrow it's gonna be a new resolution for me.
One of the great things about coming out here on the course is hearing all the different languages from so many different countries. It's almost like the United Nations of marathons out here as the runners make their way to downtown Miami and all the way to the finish line.
The finish line it is for Marta Ayala, strongly in the lead. Her final steps making her way that much closer to Biscayne and that 26.2-mile mark.
I travel all around the world. I go to different places, Mexico, Latin America, around the United States. And every time you talk to someone about exercising, running, which is the thing I do, just as my sport, they always ask, like, they really want to come here to Miami and run the marathon. You can feel proud about a great event that happens here.
The Miami Marathon is brought to you by the City of Miami, the Miami Downtown Development Authority. Welcome back to the Miami Marathon, brought to you by Organic Valley, GEICO,
Here we are finishing strong with our females coming in for the full marathon.
Marta Ayala taking top spot. Great job, Marta. A lot of power in that tiny body.
That final sprint, she doesn't look weak at all. Clock shows 2:41 approaching.
Your 2017 Miami Marathon champion, Marta Ayala, well done. The crowd anxiously awaits our second and third place runners while our half marathon crowd fills in that post-race area. And there's the smiling face of Ashley Paulson. More energy than I've ever seen in a marathon finisher. Ashley, congratulations. Silver medal spot.
Female to the finish line, coming in right at the 2:48 mark. 2:48.05 unofficially.
A well-deserved hug from a loved one. Man, I am so impressed by her energy level. And there's our bronze medalist.
Coming in strong in third place, Alicia Gabriela Ceballos, rounding up the podium.
Three happy finishers, 26.2 miles done, but the celebration begins right now. With our 2017 Miami Marathon winner, Chris Zablocki. Chris, congratulations. Share with us your feelings about today's race.
Really happy and surprised. I just came and it was hard competition, and with 6 miles to go, the other two guys still up there were putting in some hard surges, so I was just giving everything I could to make sure I covered it and then make my own move at 23 miles, and then somehow got away. And it's just a lucky day.
Well, you said you were surprised. What surprised you?
Oh, I thought when I started to pull away at 23, they would just catch back up and then just make their own move and start dropping me, because I raced marathons before, and I make a move, but then the other guy catches up and makes his own move, and we're just surge battle until the finish.
Congratulations to our winner, Chris Zablocki.
Thank you, sir. And thank you to all the volunteers and people cheering. It's great seeing you out there.
The all-comers welcome certainly proved out well on the men's side. A great race decided in those final 4 or 5 miles, so congratulations, guys. Well-deserved prize money. On the women's side, it was a good contest, but Marta Ayala certainly the class of today's women's marathon field.
All right, buddy. We saw you're excited. You just finished doing the half marathon. Tell us, what was this?
You know what? I haven't done it in a couple of years. I came back. I gained a lot of weight. I lost it, and now I'm back, and I'm going to maintain it. And I had a great time. I loved it.
That's awesome. Your bib says I did it. What does this imply?
I registered about a year ago. A year ago, I registered and I signed up. I wasn't in shape then, and I wanted to make sure I was in shape now. So I'm so grateful, and I'm glad to be here. So thanks.
Got an exciting couple. Who are you guys?
Brother and sister. First race together, ever.
How do you feel?
Awesome.
Fantastic.
Exhausted. Exhausted.
All right, so what are you going to do now that you finish this race?
Eat. Eat.
How was your race today?
Oh, it was tough for me. I was coming over an injury, but it's mind over matter, you know? And as I say on my shirt, as our logo says, never give up. So this is an amazing event. I've done it about maybe 7 or 8 times. Look forward to it every year.
Here we are, the godmother of the Miami Beach, Faye Golden. How do you feel today?
I feel great. It was fabulous, rain and all. Thanks again for putting on such a beautiful race.
Faye, how many years have you done this event?
15th year, I did it. I earned my jacket.
Welcome to the finish line. Going sub-4 in a marathon. That's what I'm saying.
Celebrating 15 years of the Miami Marathon right here next to the co-founder, Mr. Frankie Ruiz. Frankie, tell us a little bit about what you thought this race would become 15 years ago.
I think what really has surprised us all is how international the event continues to be. In our 15th year, we're still growing that international crowd. Can't stress that enough. My personal goal with this race is to get 50% of it one day outside of the country. Not that I don't want my locals, because our locals are going to keep running, but maybe one day we're at 40,000 runners and 20,000 of them are coming from outside of the U.S. I think that'd be pretty neat, because that is what Miami is. Miami is an international destination, and we wanted to reflect that in our event.
The real reason I love running so much is the people around me. I love seeing people finish a goal, accomplish a goal, saying good job to each other. You know, I've made some of my best friends through the running community, and we've been friends for years since then, and it's great. People really do care about each other and bond over one thing, which a lot of the times you can't get 25,000 people to do, and this race does do that.
The post-race party at the Miami Marathon continues after this. Welcome back to the Miami Marathon. The Miami Marathon is brought to you by AvMed. Embrace better health.
Tony Sukar and Mixtuda tearing it up at the finish line at the post-race festival. The Miami Marathon is a weekend-long celebration, not just for one day, but for everything that South Florida and the community does coming together behind this event. So many staff and volunteers coming together, helping do everything from set up the expo throughout the weekend, the 5K, the half marathon, full marathon, entertainment, entertainers, city, permits, stages, you name it. Everyone's coming out to support this celebrated day.
And it all comes down to Sunday race day for the marathon, half marathon. The crowds are here, the runners are here, everybody is here.
What makes it so special is that everybody's welcome. We have from walkers to the Speedy Gonzalez groups, which are my 6-minute per mile pacers. and we have an incredible team. Moms are welcome. We have a group of mother runners that bring actually their strollers and have their children. So to seeing everybody combine and getting involved in the community, it's something very friendly, very family oriented. So it's just a group of runners getting together.
Finishing a marathon takes some training, and actually we're getting them started young. The Miami-Dade County Public Middle School program is actually participating once again in the Kids Run Miami program.
What a great opportunity for the kids to finish up all this training they've done in school with their classmates, their coaches, their teachers, and it all finishes at the finish line downtown where the marathon and the half marathon finished up. A great opportunity for kids to live the healthy lifestyle.
Raul's from the hammocks. How old are you, my man?
I'm 12.
12 years old. You just came in second place in the Miami 1 miler for you kids. How do you feel?
I know I feel amazing. I've never gotten that close to winning.
You were really close. Why did you do this race today?
I wanted to support my school, and I really like running, and I think I had a chance.
Stay with it. Do you think you can come back here one day and win the whole marathon?
Oh yeah, maybe. If I keep practicing hard, I think I'll do it.
I like it, man. Keep it up. Keep up the good work.
Thank you, sir.
Alexi just came out and ran 1 mile. It looks like with thousands of your friends. What do you think right now?
I'm very happy since this is my first mile marathon that I've done, and I've been training really hard to do this, and I finally made it.
Oh, well, I wanted to represent my school with my friends, so our coach brought us up here to do it.
Tell us into the camera what school you're going, what school you're in, and how you feel.
GW Carver. I feel awesome.
Thank you. Why did you decide to do today's race?
Because, I always participate, and, I want to have fun. This is about having fun, and about running, and about getting medals, but it's mostly about having fun, and that's what I wanted to have.
Love it. Congratulations. Thanks for coming out.
Kids Run Miami program, it's all about having fun and letting them know running is the way to do it. 15 weeks, 25 miles, finishing 1.2 here today, celebrating with great amenities and their very own spinning diamond finisher medal.
Great job, kids. Way to show your mom and dad what you're all about. With the finish line behind us, the journey for so many of these athletes concluding, although the celebration just starts. Javier, what a day to celebrate 15 years.
That's right, 24,000 stories out there. Some people are doing it for the famous medal. Some people got their own personal emotional stories. A lot of charities participating in today's event. Every single person did an amazing feat today, and this is the message that we're inspiring here in Miami.
Yeah, truly, every runner's got their own unique story. What do you take away from a day like today?
Well, first off, Miami welcomes you. Miami welcomes all those stories, all those runners, everybody that's interested in choosing the healthy way of life. This is your opportunity. Every January, come visit us, celebrate one of the best marathons in the world.
And for me, this year has been super special, not just the 15 years, but the opportunity to be out on the course in the midst of the huge amounts of runners out there. It was a whole different experience. I really enjoyed it. I'd like to come back next year, too, whether I'm running or whether I'm doing what I'm doing. For Javier Sanchez, I'm Dave Ragsdale. We'll see you in the corral.